So now we're going to switch from a look at verticals to something just sort of much bigger, SMBs versus brands. And I'm excited to introduce my business partner, David Hirschman, talking about some recent data we have from a survey that we've done. So this is some street fight music. Is that what this is? This is street fight music. Okay. So thanks. Welcome, David.
Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a great time today. I'm so psyched to be partnering with Cinda in London for this. I'm going to present the results of a survey that we did in January and February this year. All the respondents were in the US, but I think some of the lessons from it apply. And the results of it are going to be published in a report that we're putting out next month or the month after probably. But there is also some extra data that is available, and if we are able to do custom reports with it as well. Laura wanted me to mention. So first of all, it was January and February. We surveyed 207 medium and large companies that do their marketing locally. The respondents were managers and decision makers who have responsibility for national and local marketing and advertising. Under 40% of them had up to $100 million in revenue, and over a quarter had over $2 billion. Half had up to 100 branches of their, I guess, retail locations or that kind of thing. And 1/3 had over 500. And over 1/3 were retail, and over 1/4 were financial services. So I'm just going to go over some of the key findings first, and then kind of dig a little bit deeper with a few graphs afterwards. So first of all, nearly half of the marketers spent over 30% of their budget locally, and 40% of them expected that to increase this year. Social and mobile were the top growth areas for what they expected to be spending more on. Few companies wanted to have a single supplier for all of their local marketing needs. Most of them were comfortable having, multiple providers or kind of best in breed solutions. And the ones that did have multiple suppliers reported having better marketing results. No surprise, everybody's multi-channel. And most are pretty effective at digital marketing. Slight weaknesses in their digital marketing were brand awareness, customer acquisition, upselling. And one surprise, other than email, they rated digital as less effective than traditional media. And also few seemed happy with paid search and digital display. Also, although they are psyched about mobile, only a quarter were doing local mobile advertising. Most used social media management tools, but fewer than you'd think, only 37%. Used a digital dashboard for ROI. New ad and marketing technologies, sort of like new sort of faddish technologies, I guess, seem to have a long way to go. I'm not saying programmatic is a fad. Only about a fifth used programmatic, marketing automation, lead qualifying, or retargeting. Their biggest pain points were really tech integration and frustration with the data analytics tools. And this year they're diving more into mobile push and real-time location. There were pockets of interest for next-gen POS and cross-channel programmatic. But there wasn't a whole lot of excitement, surprisingly, about beacons, AI, or wearables among the respondents. So first, I wanted to look at a little bit at the spending. Here we see, nearly half of the respondents spend over 30% of their marketing budgets locally, and 1/4 spent over 50%, which seemed like a fairly large, chunk of money to be putting out. 40% saw that mix increasing next year, although 57% said it would stay the same. But the 40% seemed an important, seemed like a rising amount. The local digital marketing categories that were most likely to increase this year were social and mobile. Paid search was only at 34%. Buyer characteristics. Here are some company attitudes on digital marketing. as you can see, like 41% said that the company preferred to add a few unique offerings to an integrated solution, and only 9% said that they prefer to have a single supplier for all their digital marketing needs. And also, 61% said that they were comfortable buying marketing solutions from a small company or a startup, which I guess should be good for a lot of the smaller startups in the room. In terms of what they use to manage their local digital marketing, 55% said that they use social management tools. And only 22% said that they were using local listings management. In terms of what they use to analyze and manage their local digital marketing, 32% said that they used ad exchanges. Data management platforms and listening platforms were popular. Data aggregators and ad retargeting were less. In terms of what they need, here's the effectiveness of the digital local marketing by objective. It seemed like most of them found that the most useful or effective marketing techniques were the ones that dealt with customer support and customer retention and loyalty, and the least useful were just in increasing the value of sale and reselling. In terms of the effectiveness of the kind of data that they were using for local marketing, they found that their own company's customer data was the most useful. Meanwhile, you see the real-time location data was rated the least useful. And here are just a few pain points in terms of kind of what they see as their marketing, as they use marketing technologies, what are sort of the most difficult things for them? It seems that making various marketing technologies work together and integrating them is the sort of the largest pain point, and also sort of overlapping technologies. And they had the least trouble sort of managing advertising or professional service providers. And here, this is sort of the most kind of forward-looking piece that we found in that mobile push offerings were very popular among all these brand advertisers for what they were planning to do next year, with 41% said that they were going to be using mobile push offerings or would be increasing their interest in mobile push offerings and things like real-time location data. Meanwhile, if you see towards the bottom, beacons, AI data mining, and wearables were of much less interest. And in one final slide, what we found was that the company size, companies with over $2 billion, were a lot more likely to find their marketing efforts successful, whereas the smaller companies with under $2 billion in revenue, there was a correlation with their perceived effectiveness of the marketing tech. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions? We have a little bit of extra time.
I've got one way in the back, and I have all the mics in the front. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hi. Does this work? Hi, thank you, David.
Yeah.
A small question. On the last one, where you said the correlation between that one, did you saw any correlation between the size of the team and actually how many revenues they had? So basically, do they have a bigger marketing team, the ones that have bigger revenues?
I think, you could sort of assume that if they have, that a bigger company would have more resources to put towards, more internal resources to put towards it. But we didn't ask that question.
Okay, no, was just curious about whether that was for effectiveness or because of actual.
Well, it's sort of the perceived effectiveness. It's what they think is effective.
Any other questions? We're going to make this available to you, so and everybody at the conference, you'll get a copy of it, and then you can communicate with David directly and Laura if you have questions on the research.